All right. This is for Mod 180 PLCs, and I just wanted to show you guys just an example of one of these labs. So first thing I'll show you is the booklet here. Move this little piece of paper out of here. So this is the physical book, and this lab is called Spaceship Interface Lab 2 or Project 2. And this is what it looks like on the schematic board. Now, this is how mine looks. Obviously, in real time, the board is a lot smaller, so it's a little more difficult to use the same colors that they have, you know? Pretty big jumpers, but that don't matter. Concept is the same. As you can see here, the push button has a 10 kilo ohm resistor on it, with my white going to pin 2 for my control. It would just, can't really see it, but it says pin 2. And then obviously, the opposite side of the pin is going to the positive side of the board. You can see here my green LED is on constantly without the button being pressed. And it is controlled by pin 3 going to its positive leg. And then it has a resistor right here. I'm trying to let it clear up. But the resistor is on the negative side of the LED going back to the negative strip of the breadboard. So then it's the same thing for the red and both reds. You know, they're all going back to their, pin 5 and pin 4. Then have their pathway back to the negative side of the board. Then the board itself is, let me fix this a little bit. The board itself is being powered by the circuit board. So the circuit board's powering the breadboard through right here, which gives everything power. Now just to show you guys the code a little bit. It's kind of hard to see, but let's just zoom in a little bit. So the initial setup, right, is the switch state is 0, meaning this switch is off normally. And now I do void setup, which sets it up. As you can see, the setup is produced after this bracket squiggly line, not within the parentheses, but within the bracket. Here I have pin mode 3 is an output, just like 4 and 5, and then pin 2 is the input, indicated by here. As you can see, pin 2 is the push button, the input, then pin 3, 4, 5 are the outputs, right there. And then as you can see here, if it loads up, this is where the loop begins. So the switch equals digital read 2, meaning I am now reading digital. I'm now reading the pin 2. So if the switch state equals low, which basically means if the switch is off, which is indicated by the notes on the bottom, right? If you look here, it says the button is not pressed. Pin 3 is on, indicated by high, and 4 and 5 are low. And then, as you can see here, I wrote some notes here, green and red. Now when the button is pressed, pin 5 turns on, and the other 2 pins are off. Then there's a 1/4 second delay, and then they switch. 4 is on, 5 is off, right? And then there's another delay, and then it goes back to the beginning of the loop, which is up here. This is what the loop starts. Now if I hold the button, it automatically skips this first portion and goes to else. The button is pressed. So let's look at that. So obviously I already have it, let me just press upload again so you can see that portion of it. Upload. Done compiling. Uploaded. Okay, now look, I'm gonna press upload again and we're gonna check this out. So I'll click upload, check out the board. Hold on, there we are. See, I received the signal right there. Okay, so the switch is off. Green light's on. Check out what happens when I press the button. Quarter second, this turns on, and then a quarter second after this turns on, this turns on. Then it goes back to the beginning of the loop, which is the button not being pressed. Now, if I hold the button, you can see that they just go back and forth quarter of a second because it automatically switches since the switch is now pressed and continuously being pressed. The loop is now a quarter second between each turn. And just to show you that it's happening in real time, if I go to the delay here and I switch it to 50 instead of 250, so it is now less than a tenth of a second, right? Then before it was a quarter, now it's less than a tenth. Now I'm gonna upload this. Done compiling. This isn't a stain, this is just a scar of some kind. All right, now check this out. See how quickly that happens? Because now it's less than a tenth of a second between waiting. And yeah, guys, this is the Spaceship Interface Lab for the Arduino project. Obviously, I skipped building it, but I think we're gonna do this in class together anyways. If we have enough push buttons and materials. I'm gonna probably show this video no matter what, but just wanted to show you how I did this from home, no problem. Well, there was some problems. I had to download this stuff and build a board, and you can see there's screws here. I had to like set this up. Wasn't too bad though. I'm gonna have to clean this up right now, but yeah, that's just an example. I'm gonna bring the computer into school so we can test each of your boards. And maybe we'll work on this or another lab in school tomorrow. Still kind of undecided, but this video is gonna start the class off. Yeah. Oh yeah, I took you guys' advice. I don't know if it was you guys or someone else that told me, but no more Target bag. Yeah. See ya tomorrow.